majorly setting things up. Okay. I can see my views, I can see my chats. I know nothing about this one, I know. I'm also completely going in blind, Bubble Wand, so let's just see what happens. Angie never escaping the maids. You know, this isn't something that we generally like to see. Word maid tongue. Blech. Let's inspect our memory. Yeah. Enter the mansion. Wait, what is inspect your memory? Oh. Oh, that means load! Oh my god! Alright. Dots loves it, so it's probably good. That's how I feel about this as well. These are just code for new game and load. That's... It's playing piano when we do this. This is like me playing the piano in FF7.
Turn this lie into the truth.
Alright. Friends tell you that your taste in things are bad. Thoughts? I think I've known you enough at this point to know that I value your opinion. You like similar things to me. There is a house. How's the sound, by the way? My AA4 ranking is criminal? What is AA4? Good so far. It's kind of loud. Old mansion appears before you. Without realizing it. So loud. You instinctively accept as truth the events unfolding before you. The house lives in perpetuity, an amalgam of myriad fates and generation. No one knows who first said, that the mansion was cursed. Yeah, we're thesaurusing. Is this horror? I don't know. I do know that Keika Hanada planned it. I feel like most mystery VNs have some horror. A little bit, depending. Danganronpa has horror elements. Zero Escape has horror elements. Paranorma Site. So I downloaded Solo Leveling, and it's making me kind of want to continue watching the animes. I didn't make it far, but don't tell Kevin. I'm telling Kevin later. Alright, it's time for the House of Fata Morgana. Our father. Have mercy on me, O Father. Not Ozempic, Morgana. The Queen. And cast their souls into eternal damnation. I was looking down upon a corpse. Oh wait, is it actually time? My own corpse? What? I was afflicted with great despair. At the sight of it being dragged to the place of my crucifixion? Wait, what? My soul crumbled, and I was wholly extinguished. Indeed, I did once lose everything. However, as I faded into darkness everlasting, I heard a voice calling out to me, and so I vowed once more that no matter how long it may take, how great the obstacles that stand in my way, or what form you may assume. Am I getting drowned out by the music, by the way, guys? I keep having to ask because it's a bit loud on my end. Or what form you may assume. You can hear me. It might be a tiny bit loud. Alright, I'm gonna turn it down more. Alright, this feels good to me, so let me know if it's too quiet. I shall come back for you. What's this? Hey, wait. That I must return to that house. So I ask of you, please wait until this mutilated body arrives there once more. Why are we getting crucified? What? Maybe that's just offense. Anyways, your consciousness, wavering like a ship at sea, was slowly drawn back to the surface. With each new breath, feeling gradually returned to your fingers. Why is your capitalized? Master. You could hear the pattering of rain from somewhere. Master? And the sound of crackling fire. Wake up, Master. Creak, 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 creak. Wake up. When you came to, you were rocking back and forth in a rocking chair. The room was dimly lit. Aside from the flickering of the fireplace, there was no other illumination. No light shone through the closed windows. There was only the pitter-patter of rain on the glass. It was as though the whole mansion had been enveloped in darkness. Splendid. You have finally awoken. Someone called out to you. You were about to search the room, but that turned out to be unnecessary. The source of the voice was crouching beside the chair, looking up at you with emerald eyes. Are we Jesus? I don't know. Like, we are capitalized.
Yay!
Okay. Good morning, Master. Oh, why is she making that face? Good morning. Oh, it's a choice. What is the matter? Are you still waking up? You seem rather drowsy. Come now, you must gather yourself. Though I am glad to hear your voice. I have simply been waiting so long for this moment. Tending to the mansion all by my lonesome, ensuring it was ready for your return, whenever that may be. Alright, so here's my initial thought is we're a vampire. And this is our crazy, freaky, maid devout follower. Disciple. Also possibly a vampire. When I caught sight of you through the window, my heart fluttered. The time had finally arrived. You were perplexed. This woman who looked like a maid seemed to know you, but you had no memory of her. What kind of herbal tea would you like to start your day with? I have some wonderful chamomile leaves if you would like. No, that will make me sleepy.
It's tea time!
Or perhaps your tastes have changed since we last met. Tell me, Master, what would you like? I don't like that face. I beg your pardon. I allowed myself to get too excited. But I hope you will be sympathetic, Master.
It's nearly time for afternoon tea.
I am just utterly elated that I could see you again. The woman appears to be genuinely delighted that you had awoken, but she seemed to lack the energy typical of her age. Or perhaps life was a more appropriate word than energy. But the gloom extended beyond the maid. It seemed to encompass the entire mansion. The plaster walls illuminated by the fireplace and the rose engravings in the ebony pillars felt vaguely familiar. But a crushing sense of claustrophobia overpowered that familiarity. It seemed as though the house wasn't interested in accepting you just yet. Oh my, do you not know who I am? Do you not know who you are either? That is quite the predicament. If you cannot remember who you are, then who am I to serve? The woman's face was pale, almost as though a faint chill ran down your spine. You are the master of this house, though it would seem you have no memories of such. Quite the dilemma. If you know not who you are, then you are no different than a stranger to me, no? Indeed, you have returned, but from where? That I cannot say. Then how about this? I am a servant of the mansion, and as such, I am familiar with many incidents that have taken place here. I shall show you the history of this house, master. That will surely allow you to recall who you are. The freshly awakened gears in your head began to turn as you mulled things over. The maid had called you the master of this house, and without a single mirror in the room, you had no way of seeing what you looked like. Unable to decide, you reflexively nodded. Let's be off then. And fear not, I merely entreat you not to let go of my hand. Should you hold it tightly, you need not worry about being washed away by the waves of history. No matter what happens, you mustn't let go of my hand. Okay, so she's a time traveler.
Everyone hold hands.
Your hand in hers, you followed the maid, led through the hall. The air within the mansion was oppressive, as though a black miasma hovered within. You just want to push her in the fire. I feel like already the music is giving me Paranormal Sight a little bit. It's supposed to be a long hallway because we're walking for a long time. And you're revealing his true feelings towards maids, excuse me? The house was bleak and barren, hardly a trace of color to be found. You came across an open window. Beyond it lay nothing but darkness. Neither sunlight nor moonlight could be seen. Maybe it's cloudy. There were no chirping birds, no rustling glass, no signs of life at all. Everything that would normally give color to the world had vanished entirely. The only other presence was that of the maid. Following her lead, you proceeded through the mansion. After some time, you arrived at a double door, the glass within shattered. The door, once pure white, had long since faded into a dull gray. It appeared to lead to the back garden. You could hear children laughing on the other side. Though it is in the state you now see it, a beautiful garden once lay beyond these doors. The owner of the time enjoyed gathering rare species of rose from all across the world. And at its grandest even, it seemed every flower was in constant competition for the most majestic bloom. Would you like to see this wonderful era of splendor and prosperity? I very much hope it's to your liking, master. Bow? Bow, sit back and relax. I am going to read a visual novel to you tonight. The maid opened the doors to the back garden. A sudden gust of wind brushed across your face, forcing you to close your eyes as you followed the maid out the door. No can't. We don't need that face. When you opened your eyes, the world was no longer blanketed in shadows. Frozen! Sister, your command is strong.
Who, me?
Yes, you! First door. Okay, so we're like... Okay, we're going back in time. The maid is apparently omnipotent as well as we are. I still think we could be vampires. Move the cursor to the bottom right corner of the screen to display the in-game menu. Right, got it. The mansion had an alluring air of beauty about it in that era. It was almost like something out of a fairy tale. This period of history could perhaps be described as a symphony of destruction, as cumbersome principles of old came crashing down. Freed from the day-to-day oppression of these antiquated precepts, the people seemed to hark back to the more poetic, expressive ways of old. They took these newly blossoming emotions in hand, and with them they wrote literature, painted portraits, composed theater, and more. Something love. Even the church, which had maintained authority throughout the Middle Ages, embraced the changing times, adopting the culture's flowering sense of aesthetic. War would break out not 20 years from then, plucking the ripened era from the tree of history, but that is of no concern to us now. At the time, it was still what people refer to as the Golden Age, a period of furor for all who were there. Now let us take a slight detour. No, we will not be changing locations. This is a tale about the mansion from beginning to end. We will, however, be moving through time, say, about 8 years into the past. A very wealthy family lived in the house then. The mother and father, brother and sister all had distinctive, beautiful flaxen hair. I was always enamored by the hair. By contrast, mine is the color of a wet crow. See, there I am, standing around looking rather a fool. I was happy back then, and what reason did I have not to be, afforded the opportunity to attend such a beautiful home? So I poured my heart into serving that family. Oh, okay, so wait, this is the maid. Listen closely if you would. That soft, fleeting sound that could only be a young girl singing, can you hear it? It says question marks, but her name is clearly ex-supportive. The girl you see cheerfully picking crimson roses, singing like a songbird, was called Nellie. Though young, she sang with elegance. Nellie was deeply fond of the house's garden, and she would often spend her afternoons there. Gorgeous roses gathered from all across the world bloomed in the garden. They were given the utmost care and even had their thorns removed. So young Nellie would not hurt herself naturally. The light brown-haired girl carefully plucked petals from the roses, gathering them up as she sang. Her voice was like music played by fairies. Nay, the sight was like an angel descended from heaven. Oh dear, please don't look at me like that. I admit I was being rather fanciful, but what is a woman if not fanciful? Bird, little bird, singing night and day. For your little birdie heart, sing your woes away. Pretty flowers all around the little birds, and even when the sun comes up, Oh, dearest Mel, I've forgotten what comes next. Are you listening? Nellie was, as a matter of fact, not the only visitor to the rose garden that day. She always came with her older brother... Brother? Mel. Okay. The young siblings were inseparable. Mel adored his little sister, who in turn pined for his attention. The sight of the two innocent children cuddling together, not yet shackled by fear for the future, was truly heartwarming. That day, Mel was sitting in the shade of a tree reading a book. Sure, you are aware in their time, books could not yet be mass-produced. What he was reading had been copied by a scribe. I presume he had borrowed it from the church. The book, having passed through many hands over many years, was visibly worn, but I suppose that just speaks to its importance even. It was, in fact, a Latin grammar textbook he was reading. Mel was a clever boy. He had attended church from a very young age, where a priest would instruct him in Latin grammar. So, at the time, I believe he was capable of reading advanced texts. Oh my lord, Dots? That is drama. Oh, dearest Mel, please. The young girl approached her brother, who was consumed by the text. In her hands, she carried a large pile of rose petals. Though his sister's shadow overlapped with the trees, the boy still did not notice. So, Nellie puffed her cheeks, thrust out her slender arms, and let the petals fall. Oh! Look, your head is covered in roses, Mel. Nellie, you got petals on my book. This isn't mine. I can't afford to let it get dirty. Not on Mother's Day? I know. It's absolutely unthinkable. Mel, please tell us what elapsum... oh no, not this. Why do you... Rosen, why do you have that on... Like, is that in your memory, or did you look it up? I have to know. Okay, yeah, I don't know if I believe you. I tried to get your attention. And besides, flowers don't get a book dirty. I must raise the white flag. When did my little lady find herself such sharp wit? While waiting for you, dearest Mel. I waited, and you didn't so much as glance at me. I'll be an adult by the time you're done reading that book. Wow, that soon? That soon. Mother says girls grow up fast. Ha, she may be right. In that case, we should do something together before you're all grown up. Surely you won't play with me any longer when you become an adult. That's not true. I'll still play with you even when I'm growing up. But grown-ups don't play, Nellie. Fine, I'll stay a child forever then. Yeah, it's from Lisa, that what Rosen said is from Zero Escape 2. Wait, Lisa, have you not played Zero Escape? Because, like, that's a really good one. Didn't you just say you were about to grow up? Yeah. You're so mean, Nell. Ah, I'm sorry. Please don't pout, my little lady. How about this? To make it up to you, I'll play whatever you want today. Really? Do you mean it? I want to play make-believe. Make-believe? Make-believe. I want to be a princess taken captive by an evil kingdom, and you, dear Smell, will be my valiant knight. And then you turn into a prince when you rescue me. A knight can become a prince. Impressive. They can! Knights and princes both have to be charming, so of course they can. Yeah, Jordan, I think we're looping back into something cursed that was discussed earlier already. Which is why it must be you, dear Smell. No one can be my prince. No one else can be my prince or my knight. While he may have appeared outwardly embarrassed as his rose-cheeked sister proclaimed prattingly, I am certain he was smiling on the inside. After a few moments, he meekly knelt, bringing himself to eye level with Nellie and gently stroking her soft hair. All right then, my Princess Nellie. Not just anyone's princess, dearest Mel, but yours alone. Maybe? I don't know which one is Kanade. All I know is I'm unnerved. So, don't be anyone else's prince but mine, okay? Nelly. Geez, my princess is quite the fawner. That bad? Does that make you dislike me? Bill! Thank you for the 43 months. How's it going, Phil? It's been 87 years now. Isn't that wonderful? Also, cheers if you're drinking. Playing a new visual novel and I don't know what's going on. All I know is, this person on the left is freaking me out with the art. Oh, not at all. I'm proud to have you as my sister, Nelly. Got to see the dog, so I'm happy. Just got back from dinner at Jamie's parents. Oh, yay! I hope you guys had good food. You mean more to me than anything in the world, my dear princess. Hee! Love you, dearest Mel. You'll always be my prince forever and ever. Her mood quite improved, Nelly began humming the melody of the song she had forgotten the lyrics to. Pulling the skirt of her dress out from her body, the young girl pranced about the rose garden. Chinese takeout? Sounds amazing. Mel, his eyes on her back, gave her a little shrug. Nelly, don't come crying to me if you trip running like that. But Mel did not entirely disapprove of his sister's excitement. Carefully brushed aside the petals on his book, set it in the shade of the tree, and began chasing after Nelly. Yeah, both people look extremely creepy, to be honest. They were picturesque siblings? Alright. Brimming with hope. And at this time in their lives, there was nothing to jeopardize that hope. Would it not be wonderful if children could stay children forever, Master? As I see it, though, the pleasant, gentle times in our lives have value because they come to an end. Oh, something fucked up is gonna happen. Do you agree? Time continues to flow, impartial and without exception. And, as such, everyone's childhood comes to an end. Be that as it may, does time also flow at the same speed for each individual? Now, let us take a trip down the river of time. I would very much be delighted if we could return at this point in time, but unfortunately, we cannot. Please do not let go of my hand, Master. Oh, okay. I'll be on my way then. Oh, you usually stay for longer. Yes, I have an errand to run today. Thank you for your time, as always. Would you like the book back sometime next week? Next week, or the week after? Hold on to it as long as you like. But surely there are others who want to use it. And as sharp as you, Mel. Put yourself in my shoes and you'll understand. I want to give you any advantage you get. Huh. Oh, do you not believe me? No, I believe you, Father. And I mean to do whatever I can not to disappoint you. That's the spirit. If you need anything, don't hesitate to ask. I'm proud to have you as my pupil. Ah, yes, and Mel, do consider what we were talking about. Going to university. Indeed. If you do, I can introduce you to some accomplished instructors. There is very little left for me to teach you, and I do believe you would make a fine priest. It's an honorable thing, Mel, to devote yourself to the service of our Lord. Oh, he doesn't want. I'll give it some thought. You excuse me then. See you again. Doors are always open. Farewell. Whether it's in the service of God or the service of the church, it is an honorable profession. But theology, I wouldn't mind attending university, but I'm not sure. I'd kind of like to do something different, something more befitting of the times. As for what, though, I'm stumped. But I need to make up my mind soon. I drag my feet for too long. Even my father is liable to grow impatient. See me. Young sire, blessed young sire, alms. Alms for the poor. Ah, this beggar. If I'm not mistaken, he's been outside the church since last week. Alms! The way he shakes his head. Get a glimpse of his forehead under his hood. He's completely bald. Buy yourself some bread with this. Ah, thank you. Thank you very much. May the Lord bless your soul. What country is alms a currency? I've never heard of this. Thanks. The Lord. Yeah, alms. No. Nellie's going to be cross if I don't hurry home. Curses, and it looks like it's going to rain. Master. Master? Oh, thank goodness. You appear to have a firm grasp on your consciousness. I was afraid you accidentally would let go of my hand. It's like what you pay to church as a donation. Oh. So you could call any donation to a church an alm. Location of the game is something of a mystery in itself, that you can piece it together with context clues. Interesting. Okay. Now, Master, this is the period of time I truly wish to show you. The boy reading in the rose garden was now a fine young man. Nonetheless, he still bore the same gentle eyes as before, and he would from time to time show remnants of that innocent young boy. I prefer Alm over Celica. Ah, Rosen! I'm a Celica stan, even though she's an idiot. He was in his own mind still making the transition into adulthood, I suspect. Mel frequently visited the church on Sundays to participate in Mass, of course, but more often to be tutored by the priests. In addition, he also attended a private school run by an eminent marquis. Celica's army has Leon and May, so I love them both. She wins. I actually like the people in Alm's army better. I love Lucas and Python. And Matilda. Guys, I gotta pee. I'll be right back. Hi, I'm back. What is happening right now? We are playing House in Fata Morgana. I have no idea. Right now, we are glimpsing history as a protag with a capitalized Y for you. So we're some kind of important person, and our maid is showing us scenes from the past about siblings or lovers. Maybe both? I don't know. Mel was considering university. The priest wanted to recruit him to the church, but Mel was having difficulty deciding what he should do. That he had such a choice is envious, is it not? Good afternoon. I'm here to pick up my order. Is it ready? Aye, ready and waiting, young Master Rhodes. Oh, don't call me young master, please. I beg your pardon. And I seem to get my head out of the past. Okay, so they're in Scotland? Is that fair? Your order's right here, sir. Mel had stopped at a jewelry store in the center of town on his way back from the church. The building was both a workshop and storefront, and the nobles of the area were deeply fond of the master's wares. He was so skilled even the royal family had commissioned work from him. As a matter of fact, the wooden sign outside the front was engraved with a replica of a piece of his jewelry, said to be on display in the palace. As artistry flourished in this golden age, the number of shops selling luxurious items such as jewelry rose in kind. However, the clientele of these shops comprised a very narrow range of people. Anyways. May I have a look? Of course! Good. It came out just as I hoped. Splendid work. Can I afford to disappoint a loyal customer like yourself? An admirable work ethic. I'm sure she'll love it. Such a kind lad, young master. A boy back home could do well to learn a thing or two from you. Every man ought to show women some cordiality. Coming home to a cold fireplace is a sad thing indeed. Ha ha! New game. Yeah, new game, Diamond. I have no idea what's going on. All I know is that there's brother-sister loving. Name is Other, that's true. Why is his name Other? Again, please don't call me young master. My apologies. I'll take this and be on my way then. Good day. If you find yourself in need of aught else, let me know. I can make any jewelry you ask for. Come to me and your sweetheart's day'll be sure as made. My sweetheart is my sister. That is what's happening. Why? Why? My teenage sister. Why? And I guarantee the two of you will have all sorts of fun. Whoa! Okay. No.
Get me out of here, 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 get me out of here!
Please, I don't have a sweetheart. Huh, well, that's a surprise. I'm sure many girls are vying for your hand too, young, Mr. Rhodes. Fine family, good looks, charming, and your future's all, but I'll be on my way then. I'm in a bit of a hurry. Good day, come by again anytime. Goodness. Maybe I'll say I want to study abroad or something. Patient as my father may be, that would certainly anger him. I can hear it now. You're wasting your God-given talents, boy. I could renounce my name and rank and go somewhere far away. That sounds like the kind of plan Nellie would come up with. Lord. As he drew closer to the mansion, the rich fragrance of roses grew more prominent. Over time, this distinctive scent had led visitors to refer to the house as Rose Manor. It was also probably a play on the flaxen-haired family's last name Rhodes, which you heard the owner of the jewelry store say just earlier. The mansion looked quite different than it does now, no thickets of ivy covering the walls, and no rotten, broken doors to be found. I wonder what the Rhodes family would think if they saw the house in its present tragic condition. The sight of their abundantly blooming roses, a veritable symbol of prosperity, long since withered and turned into soil. My apologies, I got a little sentimental there. Let us forget, for a moment, about our own time. I suppose I stayed out a little too long. Oh well, the sun still shines high in the sky. I'm sure it's... Dearest Mel, what took you so long? Where have you been? I've been waiting forever! Nelly, you're not in the house? Nope, you were taking so long I decided to wait by the gate. So you didn't even notice me at all. Is that any way to treat a lady? All that studying's got your head stuck up in the clouds. No, it hasn't really. Also, you're heavy. Would you please get off my back? Heavy? I've been gradually reducing the amount of sweets I eat, and I love sweets to maintain my figure for a new dress, and you call me heavy? Heavy? I didn't catch that. Were you saying a tongue twister? Such a dimwit, Mel. Jerk, blockhead, weakling, and obnoxious to boot. Whatever happened to the delightful little girl who once was my sister? You'd probably throw a fit if I had said that out loud. Would you really be outside, Nelly? You are the star of today's event. It's fine. They can call it a birthday party, but I know it's just about fraternizing. It's obvious what Father's true motives are. He'll be gathering a bunch of boys from good families to look for someone to marry me off to. Ugh, I have no interest in that at all. Be like that, Nelly. They're all here for you. At least enjoy what you can of the party. Can't believe the maid is going to reveal that Peggy set fire to this mansion out of despair. It's looking a little despair right now. I guess, and besides, it's not completely terrible. Look at this, dear Smell. What do you think? Think? About what? About what? Yeah. My new dress, it arrived. I'm wearing it. How could you not notice? I did notice it was something I hadn't seen before, but you have so many dresses, Nelly, so... But this is the dress I made just for today. With the colors, they're pretty. It's the work of a renowned dyer. This belt is just lovely. You see how it comes together to form a butterfly? Oh. Oh, I'm just absolutely in love with it. I think I'll be wearing this dress for a while to come. So tell me, what do you think? Does it look good on me? Yeah, it does. Pretty. Pause. Happy Sunday. In some ways, I guess she is still a delightful little girl. Oh, dearest Mel, I love you! Whoa, don't jump on me like that. Ah! Oh my, you dropped something. And what have we here? Wait, no. Hold on. You can't have that yet. Is it a present? Give it back. I was gonna give that to you later. I knew it. It's for me. And just what could it be? Hey, don't open it. What's the big deal? It's gonna be mine soon anyway, isn't it? Oh, I love it! A rose necklace! And this design, it's from the jeweler the royal family uses. Oh, my dearest Mel, you made this just for me. Jeez. Defeats the purpose if you open it before the party. Happiness is always better sooner rather than later, Mel. I think I'll put it on right away. There, how does it look? It's lovely. My prince is still the sweetest in all the land. Don't make such weird noises. But why not? A prince always knows exactly what his princess wants. And this princess wanted some rose jewelry to go with her new dress. Understand? Geez, I sure don't have it easy playing your prince, Nelly. It might be about time you found a new one. A prince is a prince because you can't just find one standing out on the street corner. If you have to retire, dearest Mel, you're going to have to wait another 10 years. It's a long time. Or if you find yourself a new princess, I'm not so... You're about as romantic as a rock, dearest Mel. But worry not, your adorable sister will always be your princess. What more could you want? Are you really allowed to be the judge of that? I mean more to you than any other girl in the world, do I not? Then that makes me your perfect princess. Hey, what was that laugh? And it'll all be over soon laugh. You're always telling me I mean more than anyone to you. Yes, you do. More than anyone in the world, my beloved sister. I'll take good care of the necklace. Thank you, my dearest Mel. Well, if you're happy with it, so am I. You're very welcome. Now, back into the house with you. Can't have a party without the guest of honor. Do you know if anyone's here yet? Nope. I imagine they'll be here soon, though. Are you down at the church again today, Mel? We don't stand Nelly, we do not. Oh, fail? This is new and square? What do you mean? We just started a new VN today. Fail, I gotta give you a call this week. Can I schedule you for a heart-to-heart? I can use a Tom cutout? No. Absolutely not. Anyways, I'm thinking Tuesday, so see you there. Yeah, there was something I didn't know how to translate, so I went to look it up. Wow, so diligent. I can't say I really like the priest there, personally. Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. Oh. Wait, Fail, do you know about this game? I'm a bit confused as to what's happening. There seems to be sibling, romance. Maybe one-sided, I don't really know. But I'm scared. I like the music. What? Really? Why? Well, you know. The artwork and music combination tells me this is going places. Honestly, I feel like there's gonna be something really awful that happens early in the game. That's the inclination I have is that something very bad is going to happen. Not sure about places you want to go. Well, we will find out. We beat Ace Attorney last night, though. Amazing. Well, you know, I have my reasons. Oh wait, that was him, shit. So, even you don't always like the priest, huh? Let's skip mass on Sunday then. We can go play. No skipping church. As grew the brother, so too did the sister. That day Nellie would be turning 14, and Mel, 3 years her senior, was 17. They're just playing make-believe princess and prince siblings. Yes. You're right. They are still really young, so it's, I guess it's okay. I was watching a Spanish guy dancing in his wife's rogue costume as... Well... Fail, I've got... Oh god. I've got some stories for you. Literally... Now, you know what? I won't spoil you. I'm not gonna spoil you. We'll talk about it. You saw it with your own eyes, so you know just how much she has changed. She was always a cute little girl, and she grew into an even more beautiful young woman. Though she was only 14, she was well on her way to becoming a fine lady. As for her character, well... but a girl like that has her own charms, would you say? And now... Oh, Steven, hello, welcome. Are we back already? Oh! Oh! Drifting down the river of time, the two siblings matured into healthy young adults, but the core of their relationship did not change in the slightest. Even the maid knows that Nellie's a mess. Yes, she does. We're back. Excellent. How far did we get in Rebirth? I am still... Honestly, Bao, I took a long time getting lost in Gungaga. Gungaga is extremely hard to navigate. So, I basically quested all day. I know! You beat P3R! I'm so proud! So maybe we start 7 Rebirth this week, Steven.
Yay!
Super fun. I'm curious, Steven, when you tried this game, how far in did you get? Welcome to Sibling Suitors 3, the game, and he's not wrong. Although, Steven did play this part, I think. That is how I'm feeling, definitely. Not that far, okay. A bit farther than this. Okay. I'm gonna leave you guys with this weird entrancing music while I go and make another drink, because I might need it. So I will be, right back.
I'm scared.
Yes, hello. Wait, what is this? Everything is fine. There's a ton of stuff that you have to get really far into the game to see payoff for. Okay. I missed the la 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 clap clap clap, clap song. Me too. Music and art definitely in for an eerie time. I know. The game is definitely looking eerie as hell.
I'm scared.
Alright. Alright. It's whack. So when you say it's whack, I was like, there are so many ways that could explain that statement. So I'm like curious to find out exactly what you mean. At first I thought it was because the first thing that I saw was a maid. But then there was like the sibling loving. And then I'm like, wait, that's actually worse than maids. So I had to, let's just... All I can say so far, I'm intrigued, I like the music, and I feel like something horrible is going to happen. Hey, we are going in for the Ozempic, and cheers to that. Yeah, you know what, Dots? I would not ever judge a VN on the first episode, ever, because most VNs have a slow start. So, don't worry about it. And also, Dots, remember when I was playing, Somnium Files? I was like, what the fuck? And I ended up liking the game. So, I think we just keep going. I see the way Steven says that, I think something worse is gonna happen than what's already happened. Okay. Around the time the sun began to set, carriages started lining up outside as well-dressed aristocrats made their way into the house. E-tier? Peggy likes ZTD at first? That's the opposite of what I'm saying. Let's just sweat A-set it out. Yeah, you're so right. Basically the same as Steins Gate, his favorite game. Okay, Steins Gate started out interesting. That's the problem. Both ZTD and Steins Gate started out with interesting things and got worse. So I almost think it's better for a VN to start out bad. This has Steins Gate vibes. It's the watercolor, isn't it? Not incest. Okay, I thought you were saying your spiritual compass was corrupted. I mean, that might be true. Let's just ride this out. A-tier, welcome. Also relevant to you, E-tier, there seems to be siblings in love with each other. As Nelly had suspected, the majority of them were boys. Yes, I understand. You don't need to say anything more. Rose Manor, right? Okay, we'll go together. Me alone? No, please don't make me. The inhabitants of Rose Manor are surely living quite contented lives. Jordan? I don't know if that's true. And I'm sure they don't remember a thing. Okay. The room with the fire... What is happening? why is autoplay on all of a sudden? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Okay, we're good. Holy shit. We almost missed out. Okay, I'm sorry. The room with the fireplace was always kept in pristine condition so that they could entertain guests at any time. Walls colorfully decorated with tapestries and stained glass windows gave testament to their great fortune. The servants' first assignment every morning was to clean this room. Pitchers, silver plates, and silverware were polished to a shine so they could be proudly put to use at a moment's notice. Yeah, I did not know the mechanics. Essex never false. And for events like their daughter's birthday, the room served an even more important role. The table's tops were removable, so they had ordered new tabletops with designs made especially for the occasion. And once the banquet had drawn to a close, tables speckled with half-empty wine glasses and leftover candied fruits were moved off to the side to make room for, of course, the festivities. Good evening, Lady Nellie. You're looking particularly lovely today. Nellie, I had these jewels cut just for you. You'll let me have this dance, won't you? What's the matter, Nellie? You look exhausted. These are pretty good. Want one? Know you like sweets. They're apples candied in rock sugar, I think. Disappoint me, dearest Mel. Huh? What do you think is the matter? They just keep coming. It never ends. It's driving me up the wall. Everyone's just repeating the same lines they've been taught. They all think pretty jewels and requests to dance are enough to make a girl swoon. But I think that is true for Nellie. So, why is she disappointed with me? God. I think I'm done with birthday parties after this year. We'll probably throw an even bigger one next year. Huh? Why? Well, you know, you're about that age, Nellie. We are a reasonably distinguished family, so there are a number of different houses that would like to have connections with us. So... So what you're saying is do it for the family? No, that's not. That's actually not. I won't date or marry anyone. I have no interest in being used as a pawn in their inter-family politics. Pawn? I wouldn't go that far. And I'm sure Father wants to let you choose yourself. You know, someone you actually love. Love? I never thought I would hear you talking about love, dearest Mel. Inter-family love. You don't even understand what makes Shakespeare's plays so beautiful, and you're talking about love. You fell asleep during Romeo and Juliet, and you're talking about love. We went all the way to the Globe Theater, too. Well, pardon me for being ignorant when it comes to romance and the arts. But you're not, Nellie. Shakespeare's make-believe story made you cry like a baby. Anyone would cry like that. You'd have to be crazy to sleep through it. It's not what I'm saying. Someone as emotionally vibrant as you, Nellie, would have no problem finding love. Dearest Mel, we should dance. Lady Nellie, could I have this? Let's dance, dearest Mel. What? Me? Wait, come on, I really like this song. Pulling me, Nellie. What's the point of dancing? We're siblings. Ah, Mother and Father are staring daggers at us. Yeah, very that. No matter what day is it today, dearest Mel? Birthday. Birthday. Exactly. So I can do what I want. Now attend your princess, as a proper prince should. Jeez, how did I get myself into this? Nellie's skirt fluttered along with her as she stepped in time to music. She was not only a skilled singer, but a skilled dancer as well.
Oh!
Mel, on the other hand, fumbled over his own feet trying to keep up. These two are gonna end up on Mori. So, okay, you know what? I think Mel is a real one at least, because he's like, okay, this is getting weird. And the sister is like, Tee! Love my prince brother. But you know what? She's young and she's a younger sister, so I'm gonna try to, like... I'm gonna try to make excuses for this behavior. It's okay, I think.
No.
No? Okay, well, one would be hard-pressed to describe his dance abilities as good, even as flattery. No, we do not talk of Elise. Elise is maybe the most cringe character in Cold Steel. Though boys of his pedigree were taught to dance as part of their etiquette lessons, he found himself more being dragged around by his sister. And that's saying something. Yeah. 1000%. He could hardly be said to be attending to her. This is humiliating. Because his parents had been hands-off in raising him, largely giving him free rein to study and learn what he pleased, Mel looked like a tangled-up marionette. From throughout the hall, he could hear giggling, uncomfortable chuckling, and people coughing to disguise their laughter. Come now, dearest Mel. If this is the best you can manage, what are you gonna do when you find a girl that catches your eye? I won't, so it doesn't matter. Hehe. Follow my lead, Mel. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Nellie alone enjoyed her time dancing with her brother, and quite thoroughly at that. It did not matter to her that he moved awkwardly or that the guests were giving them cold stares. It was their parents who first cracked under the pressure. Just as their father was about to give an exaggerated cough and stop the music. I see 1600s were before 4-4 was invented. He's gonna kill him if he finds another princess. I feel like she might actually be psycho enough to do that. Yeah. Look, I am sticking by my first statement. Something horrible is going to happen. Everything about this is just leading up to something horrible. It was their parents who were first to crack under the pressure, just as their father was about to give an exaggerated cough and stop the music. A ruckus suddenly swelled up near the entrance. What could that be? Who knows? Whatever's going on, I've been spared. The music came to a stop and the party guests began bustling. The siblings' father spoke up sternly about the noise in order to quell the spreading commotion. I see the Kanade effects. I don't... Okay, so it's clear to me that Nellie must be Kanade. A wedding could never be horrible. We don't... Yeah, what's happening? He ordered the servants to investigate, had the music restarted, gave short apology for the interruption, and set the party back on course. Is that a B cup, or is the hand in your shirt happy to see me? Fail? I went to go check on the entrance with the other servants, as I recall. Oh my. Why are you looking at me like that? These are not my memories, but those which dwell within the mansion. Do you think we should be following what happens next from my perspective then? Is not what confused you? Well, your questions shall be answered in time. Now let us return to our tale. Though the party had fallen still for a moment, their father's decisive actions restored the guests' festive moods in short order, so it was not by any means the commotion that caused the ball to conclude earlier than planned. I hear thunder! Is this theme song? It was rather loud too. Sounds like we have quite the storm brewing. They lived in a country where the weather was nothing if not unpredictable. Rain was a frequent occurrence there. The stretches of time with clear skies grew longer as summer approached, but the weather was still somewhat unstable on the cusp of two seasons. They had a strong wind that night as well, which turned the raindrops into little spears on the window. Were the party to continue on any longer, no one would be able to go home. Although their father was quite concerned that Nellie had not got on with any of the aristocrat boys, he decided to cut the festivities short. Thank goodness it ended early! How lucky I am! This must be a blessing for always being such a good girl. Is this a song? This is the one that Jordan likes, and I also kind of like it. I'm not sure having your own birthday party, cut short, counts as lucky. But it was no fun. I can't help it if I'm not enjoying myself. For heaven's sake. Arthur was here. I have no interest in dancing with that dunce. Arthur? Who's that again? Someone who was here? Unbelievable. You don't remember anything, do you, dearest Mel? Came over to play a few times when we were little. He's covered in gross freckles, and he's a huge jerk. He said my hair looks like the color of fallen leaves. Fallen leaves! Just think about that ugly smirk has me fuming. And yet he acts like nothing happened. He even calls me Lady Nellie, for goodness sake. You listening, dearest Mel? I'm listening. I wonder what the ruckus earlier was. Ugh. You weren't listening, were you? Who cares about that? Sorry, but aren't you curious? It probably wasn't another guest, at least. Maybe a cat sneaked in. Think so? I do. But enough about that. Would you like to play cards in my room? Seriously, I'm exhausted though. It's not even that late. Fine. Something feels kind of off. Cat? I wanna go check. Come on, hurry up! Hold on. You don't need to drag me, Nellie. My birthday isn't over yet, so you're not done attending to me. Oh, Nellie. Oh god, the bad thing is gonna happen soon. It's like a commercial break. Brain just won't let up. Can't sleep. I wonder what the commotion earlier was about. Oh, for goodness sake. It's all the storm's fault. That's why I can't sleep. I'm just fretting over nothing. I'm sure Nellie was right. It was just a cat. Maybe a dog. Can't sleep. I hardly ever have this much trouble falling asleep. What could this feeling be, I wonder? It's not quite foreboding. Walking around the house at this time of night isn't going to help anything. But I'm not going to fall asleep just lying here. The only sounds that could be heard in the dark corridors were the sharp pitter-patter of rain, his footsteps, and his breathing. Though he was intimately familiar with the layout of the house, that night, the hallways felt like an endless labyrinth veiled in shadows. No moonlight shone through the windows, so he naturally found himself moving cautiously despite being in his own residence. Keeping the palm of his hand pressed up against the chilly wall, he put one foot in front of the other. But to where was he supposed to head? Mel, of course, had no way of answering that question himself. If he had anything, it was guidance from above, the path to his destination lit by flashes of lightning. Or perhaps there was something else leading him along. Though he progressed with a fair bit of hesitation in his step, Mel was slowly but surely drawing nearer to one room in particular. He made his way through the seemingly endless halls, past the living room, its fireplace long since cooled, into another corridor. Okay. I thought this was blood, but it looks like it's just branches or something. And then stopped outside in Abigail's bedchamber. The dim glow of a lamp spilled through the cracks in the door. A gust of wind is not necessary to make a flame flicker. A person's movements or vibrations in the air from someone speaking, the slightest of motions can cause the light of a fire to quiver, shifting subtly as though nudged by an invisible fingertip. I can see light from inside. She's still awake? Voice. He seemed to be hesitating. It would not be difficult for him to approach the door and peer inside, but he had reservations about peeping in on another's chambers, even if it was his own house. Moreover, this room was assigned to a woman. There was a woman behind that door. What would you do, Master, in that situation? Would you succumb to your curiosity and gaze inside, or would you respect the owner's privacy? I shouldn't be doing this. Voice. It feels like it's calling to me? Someone else. Yes, me. Could sense someone watching me at that moment. He had succumbed to his curiosity. He stood on the other side of the door from me, his flaxen eyes open wide, trying to remain as visible as possible. The wavering in his heart seemed to create faint ripples in the air, which I pretended not to notice. Yes, I knew he was there. I could sense his presence and his wavering emotions. So wait a minute, is this the maid that's inside then? Is that how she's speaking from this perspective? Otherwise, that last, string of things... However, I could not begin to speculate as to his true feelings or how great a surprise this was to him. I, too, am discovering new facets of this tale by viewing it through the eyes of the mansion. But it is not I who is of concern, Master. It is you. You and... I know I shouldn't be doing this. I should be ashamed of myself. I can't look away. Lysithia. Who is that? Her skin, it's so pale you can practically see through it. Is it that white because she was out in the cold rain? Her hair is white as snow, and her eyes, they're like... How do you describe it? My vocabulary truly lacks for situations like this. They look like blood. No, that's just disturbing. Then wine, perhaps. No, more translucent than that. Gemstones, then. Yes, gemstones. Her eyes are like rubies. I've never seen anyone like her before. What could they be talking about? Mel's eyes were fixed on the peculiar young woman. She had glass-like skin, eyes that glimmered in the flickering candlelight, and snow-white hair that glowed like luxurious silk. But her lips were bluish-purple. Her soft, delicate skin sullied with grime. Her twinkling eyes pointed down at the floor, and her hair disheveled mess. She was, even at a glance, clearly not a lady of means. The tips of her fingers were cracked from the cold, her nails pale from malnutrition, and her garb little more than rags. However, true beauty is always visible, no matter what may be hidden underneath. When wrapped in a veil of insalubrity, even if she thought herself hideous. I wonder what happened to her. Mel could no longer avert his gaze from the girl's visage. He had, for the time being, forgotten the shame he felt for weeping. He had strained his ears to hear the conversation taking place inside. A sickly voice arose from the white-haired girl's purple lips. I kind of thought she was dead, so okay. So feeble was the sound that a gentle breeze blowing through the room could carry it. Apologize for the trouble. Think nothing of it. Give your apologies. And thanks to the mistress. Stood. There is something strangely comforting about this house. Almost as if I've been here before. If my father were here, I'm sure he would be quite fond of it. I'm sorry about your father. It's not... There's nothing you could have done, I imagine. When you came to our rescue, he was already... Rescue? Father? Is that, perchance, what the commotion was about? He stared intently, entranced by the scene unfolding beyond the door. A gaze that often signal one's presence to others more efficiently than words. I know, even the narrator is saying that's not... The white-haired girl, I could likely sense there as well. The white-haired girl could likely sense him there as well. She flickered her gem-like eyes upward. That was when the boy finally felt a pang of panic. For a split second, his flaxen eyes met her ruby eyes, causing him to recoil from the door. His heart was pounding like the rain outside. Careful not to make a sound, he took 1-2 steps away. Did she catch me? I'm not sure. It was only for a moment. She can't have seen me. The boy did not have the courage to peek in on the room a second time, so he cautiously returned to his bedchamber as quietly as he managed. But even beneath his covers, he could not erase the girl's eyes from his memory. Her melancholic red irises, her voice delicate as a glass sculpture, her pale, almost lifeless skin, her pure white hair. Every singular detail kept him from banishing her image from his mind. Nor could he restrain his heavily pounding heart. She be. Before I read this, I'm gonna go pee again, guys. Be right back.
Oh! Oh! Oh!
Okay, hi, I'm back. Aquatique, please report to Discord and observe my new cool desk mat that I got for my birthday. Me when I'm laning with a Crammer Ranch as comfy. Listen, Jordan. Cramorant is definitely good. Oh, it came in? It did, yeah. I posted it in Discord if you guys want to see it. It looks amazing. And I'm obsessed. I put it in the anime. Anime section. Oh, Quatique loves it! Okay, good. Happy. Did Kevin design it? No. So this was some local artist in SoCal that sells merchandise at a store in Little Tokyo. And it's got all the homies from Yu Yu Hakusho on it, looking amazing. Even Kuwabara looks good, so we love it. All right. Is something the matter? No, I just felt someone was watching us. They all look good posing in the moonlight, I'm saying. It is an amazing desk mat. I was between getting this one and a Fire Emblem Three Houses, Blue Lions one that they had, which was also amazing. But yeah, I went Yu Yu Hakusho because Yu Yu Hakusho was like one of my OG favorite animes. Those both sound awesome, yeah. If you guys are interested in getting desk mats, I'd be happy to send you guys the website. Everything that they do is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Yes, please. You know what, Aquatique? Hold on. Let's get our... I have it still. It was something weird, wasn't it, Steven? It was like ZZY... Yeah. It is not in the Furry Funhouse. That's the website. That's the website right there. You'll just have to navigate to it. I think that's the homepage. Yeah, so go check it out. It's not your imagination, I'm sure. If not your imagination, then perhaps some unseen force was watching you. Unseen force? I know, the maid is here. Are you familiar with how people refer to this mansion? This manor? Yes, indeed. It is called Rose Manor because you can smell the sweet fragrance of the rose garden even at a great distance. But that is not what I meant. It is said that a witch resides within this house. I have not heard any such stories. You probably wouldn't have. It was a very, very long time ago. Nothing you need concern yourself with. You have a peculiar presence about you. I consider that a compliment. It's getting late. You should get some rest. A room has already been set aside for you. But first, may I ask you one thing? I found it. We love you, Yu Hakusho. Yes, Jordan. The desk mat looks absolutely amazing. I am looking at it right now. They had some amazing designs in general. But for me, it was either Yu Yu Hakusho or Fire Emblem, easy. And I picked Yu Yu Hakusho. Honestly, because this artist just made Yusuke look amazing. And, like, Kurama and Hiei, too. Everyone looks amazing. Anyways. But first, may I ask you one thing? Yes? I do not believe you have given me your name yet. Name? My name is... Jake Zula. No. L. Wake up. Get up, Mel. What? Not this song again. Nellie's shadow self. Huh? It's morning? You disappoint me, dearest Mel. It's very much long since morning. Jordan, collect your Essex girls. I know. We have the song again, Diamond. It's E tier. E tier's theme? Do you think this is E tier's theme? Very unnerving. I didn't see you at breakfast, so I came to find out what was the matter. I've really been asleep that long. And father is too lenient on you, dearest Mel. Oversleeping is hardly proper behavior for a firstborn son. I know. But before that, dearest Mel, what are you doing here? You can't just go prancing into a boy's bedchamber. Leave that to the servants. I did send one for you. You're the one who refused to wake up. Besides, it's not like we're strangers. We used to sleep together all the time. It's long ago. Things are different now. That's always the one I'm trying to communicate, Steven. That's the emote. Oh, you're overthinking it, silly. Now hurry up. Out of bed, sleepyhead. Alright, I'm getting up. This was delightfully weird and squared. Laters, bye, fail. Am I late to the anime porn game? Ah! I hope it's not anime porn. I really... You know what? I'm agreeing with Steven. I'm Ava 3 and Thomas. Alright, I'm getting up. You can see yourself out. Oh my, you look awful, dearest Mel. For someone who overslept, you look like you didn't get a wink last night. Think so? You didn't go out on the town last night, did you? Naughty, naughty boy. I would never. You know that. Squeaked. I don't believe you. I didn't go out last night or anything. Tired because you had me playing cards until late, Nellie. Hey, we weren't playing for that long. Besides, look at me, I got up just fine. Anyway, shoo. Can't get dressed with you in here. Fine, I'm leaving. Oh, I almost forgot, dearest Mel. What now? Come on, no need to be mean. I'm sure you'll be quite surprised at the news. Oh? At breakfast, which you missed, Father told us... Told you what? Do I really want to say? Sounds like you want me out of your room, dearest Mel. Please, Nelly. We got a new maid today from a house we have ties to, supposedly. I've never seen anyone like her before. For supposedly coming from a good family, she isn't very graceful, and I've never seen her at social gatherings. And that's not the surprising part. What does that maid? She's peculiar! She has a very unusual appearance, that one. White hair? What? How do you know that, dearest Mel? Thanks, Nelly. Hey, get back here! For goodness sake, what's gotten into him? Bah. At the time, the majority of servants at the mansion were men. However, the ladies of the house all had Abigails, so there were several women servants, myself included. The maids, by and large, were selected from the daughters of other esteemed families.
It's hard, isn't it? So, just give up.
It was, you could say, a sort of training before they entered society. The girls would serve at houses even more powerful than their own. And the white-haired girl Mel saw that night before was one such maid. When he heard this, Mel could not sit still any longer. Oh, I didn't really think this through, did I? I don't even know where she is. Guessing she's probably Mother's maid. White hair. Has to be the girl from last night. But deep down, he was having difficulty believing the young woman he had seen the previous night was truly here to be a servant. And can you blame him? When he saw her, she was an absolute mess, hardly what you could envision from a girl of class. But he did not seek to find out whether that was true. He merely wanted to see her once more to ascertain whether what he had witnessed the previous night was real or his imagination. And he wanted to have an actual conversation with her. I don't want to run into Mother, that would be awkward. He was heading toward his mother's bedchamber, but the closer he drew, the heavier each step grew. He rounded a corner, debating whether or not to head back, and stopped in his tracks. On occasion, wishes do come true. When Mel turned the corner, he saw her, the same girl, the same white-haired girl. Ah, she appeared to be cleaning the hallway. She traced along the wooden carvings, linings, lining the wall, making certain not to miss even a speck of dust. The girl wore a pristine dress, the uniform of the mansion's Abigails. There was no longer any filth to obscure her beauty. All that covered her pure white hair and glass-like skin was no longer. The one thing that had not changed was her listless ruby eyes. Pardon me. Hearing his footsteps, the young woman raised her head. She caught Mel's gaze, and for a brief moment, merely blinked at him in silence. Lord Mel, yes? Your father informed me of you. Did he? I guess I don't need to introduce myself then. I believe she made an attempt to smile, though it was difficult to tell, and she quickly dropped her gaze back to the floor. Flax and Ruby met only for the briefest moment. She seemed to be looking at someone and no one at all. Everyone here truly has the most beautiful color hair. Did you have business with the mistress, Lord Mel? I can let her know if you would like. No, I was looking for you. Mel felt as though all the blood in his body had begun to flow backwards. He could not effectively describe the sensation, but in a word, it resembled panic. On his way to find her, Mel had come up with a number of subjects he wanted to talk about, and he generally had little trouble speaking with others. He'd had less experience interacting with women, this was true, but the time he had spent around Nelly had kept him from stumbling too much. Till then. Yes, for you. Why would you be looking for me, Lord Mel? I was wondering how you were doing. Pardon? I'm quite fine. Good, that's great to hear. You fool, Mel. What are you even saying? You have more important things to ask, like where she came from. Or to tell her she has pretty hair and eyes. But I don't want to trouble her too much. Lord Mel? Yes? Sorry, you just suddenly fell silent. Was I your way? My way? Not at all. What are you up to? I'm cleaning. Well, yeah, I didn't even need to ask. Ah, you're cleaning. Oh, can you just let the other servants take care of the cleaning? You're one of the noble's daughters we took in, right? Then why is Mother making... Oh, I'm doing this because I want to. The mistress appeared to be busy, and I could not simply be idle. B7 does a collab with Fata Morgana. Yeah. She'll be 5 stars. The free unit is the maid. No, actually... I don't know who the free unit is yet. No more. We do not need more REMs, though. Gonna head to bed. Hope you enjoy the new VA and having a great rest of your night. Alright. Prophet, take care. But... enjoy cleaning. Well, if you say so. Say, yesterday, this mansion is truly a thing of beauty. All the many roses in the garden, even the furnishing has had a great deal of thought put into it. His family must have a wonderful sense of aesthetic. Oh, yeah, thanks. She just changed the subject on me? I'm delighted to have been given the opportunity to serve such a magnificent house. Mother and father actually had nothing to do with that, not even the garden. That's all been around since my grandfather's time. This mansion was a complete wreck before he bought it. Oh, was it? Yeah, frankly, I'm surprised he actually paid money for it. The chandelier in the foyer was shattered and only half attached to the ceiling. Most of the decorations on the walls were broken. I can hardly imagine. This is a marvelous, impressive house. Huh. I'm sure he'd be flattered to hear it. My grandfather was a bit of an eccentric. He liked to do things people didn't expect, just to watch the looks of surprise on their faces. He was the kind of man who would buy a mansion that was beyond repair just to give it a completely new life. Everyone who had seen the property before it was renovated was astonished. They regretted not taking the opportunity themselves, seeing the transformation it underwent. Huh? I was just thinking that you're kind of like this house. What do you mean by that? I mean, when you first arrived. Oh, that's not... You were extremely disheveled when I saw you last night. Anyways. Oh, never mind. Forget it. She'll figure out you were peeping on her, stupid. She hasn't yet, has she? Back from Overwatch? Did we slay? Yes? It's nothing. The more I think about it, you and the mansion aren't really comparable. Oh. The truth is, it being a rundown mess isn't the only reason nobody wanted to buy the house. They say, all those who dwell within the house shall be met with misfortune. You believe it? I'm just kidding. It's not actually true. It's all rumors and hearsay, embellished to make the tale more exciting. The rumors only started because of how it used to look. Even now the sisters, I think that already came to pass. I mean... yeah, I don't know what to make of this yet. If the mansion truly begot misfortune, then we wouldn't still be here. And it wouldn't explain how my grandfather died. Do you know how he passed away? No. How did he? Inside a lovely lady. What? then she said it. Okay. Inside a lovely lady. Believe it or not, that was how he died, together with a young, beautiful woman. His time ran out while he was... That is actually what he meant. His time ran out while he was making love to her, they say. Rather crude way to go. But he was hardly misfortunate. What'd I tell you? Turns out Mel is Miss Frizzle's first name, not this. I was hoping more Star Wars. He cut her stomach open to keep warm in the cold winters. No. Instead, they were just having sex. Just so you know, I promise I didn't inherit my grandfather's propensity for such base behavior. I am pure of body and spirit, dedicated wholly to my studies, so... She laughed. My apologies. What is that face? No, it's fine. Anyway, we were talking about the mansion, right? I've always thought it was kind of a strange place myself. That dress you're wearing, it was found here after my grandfather bought it. You don't see that kind of design around these parts, so I'm guessing it was probably imported. The architecture is really old-fashioned too, which must have caught grandfather's eye. When he announced his plans to buy it, the entire family opposed his decision, but he refused to budge. Renovation upon renovation gave the mansion new life, but of all his work, he was most fond of the roses in the garden. He collected species from all across the world, and every time he got a new one, he would summon gardeners to arrange and grow them. It took an incredibly long time to complete. There were even some that wouldn't grow in the climate of this land, but grandfather refused to give in. He truly loved roses. Me, I don't really get how someone could be so impassioned about them. It's just embarrassing every time someone calls this house Rose Manor. Perhaps the roses were meant for someone. But I'm simply speculating. Roses would make wonderful gifts after all. Indeed they do. If you like roses as much as Nellie, then you're welcome to go and see them for yourself. Take as many as you'd like. If anyone asks, just say I gave you permission. Be shy. I'm sure it'll get tiring if all you do is work. No, I'm sensitive to sunlight. 'Cause you're a vampire! Just like the maid, and just like whoever the fuck the MC is. Oh, that's unusual. Perhaps that explains why you're so pale. I had no idea. That sounds rough. And your skin is so pretty, too. You don't seem terribly surprised. What? Oh, no, I'm very much surprised. Or would you have preferred a more dramatic response? No, I expected you to find it disturbing. I'm sensitive to sunlight and can hardly spend any time outside. That makes me sound like some kind of demonic creature. Haha. Oh, you worry too much. There's not a monster in the world as sweet as you. Ah. Yes? Are the other maids teasing you, perhaps? Black-haired one especially. She's, how should I put it, a little frightening. Almost as if she has a steel heart or something. She's impenetrable. Right? She's one of Mother's maids too, isn't she? Now I'm even more worried. Since you refuse to follow my instructions, you are henceforth Hellspawn. I can imagine her saying that. Oh, and again, very sorry. No need to apologize. In fact, I wish you'd laugh more. She's actually very kind to me, and everything she does with incredible precision and efficiency. She looks so young, and yet she has such skill. How long has she been here in the mansion? Actually, she's been here for quite some time. But I don't know exactly how long. No one knows how old she is. It's kind of creepy. So she's the witch, I guess? The maid? I have never once considered her such. Sorry, you're right. It's bad manners to speak ill of others. Either way, she still scares me. It's like there's no light in her eyes, or like her smiles are all faked. That doesn't make her any less pretty, though. The conversation died. I have to think of something else to talk about. Yes, you can ask me anything. The master, your father, Lord Mel, often retire from the mansion. I've not seen him around. Oh, yeah, father frequently returns home. This mansion is actually our secondary house. Why do you ask, though? I was just curious, nothing more. Yes, what is it? One of the maids asked to see me, so I should be on my way, if you'll excuse me. What? Alright, see you later then. Goodbye. Oh right, one moment. Huh? Since you're sensitive to the sun, I can pick some roses from time to time for you. For you to decorate your room. No. That's all. Sorry for holding you up. Why am I so bad at this? She definitely thinks I'm obnoxious. Ugh. I want to hide under a rock. I want to reverse time and try this over again. Roses are not becoming. He's too kind.
Historia continua.
You have my thanks, Father. And I apologize for being late today. Now there's something unusual. You not being punctual. Maybe next we'll go a whole month without rain. Do have mercy on next year's crops, Mel. You hyperbolize, Father. So, did something nice happen? Huh? You look as though you're in good spirits. Should I sleep early? I don't know, are you tired? Do I? No, nothing. Something did happen, didn't it? It's all over my face, isn't it? People prefer an open book to a face of stone. So it is. People may prefer it, but it's not a good trait to have for social engagements. Sleep deprived because you couldn't sleep last night from allergy? Well... What time do you have to wake up for work? What? Not the kind of engagements you'll be having anyway. Haha. I'm sorry, don't look so dejected. For now, at least, there's nothing wrong with that. So tell me, what is it you in such a joyous mood, Mel? Torment me so, Father. Taking on another maid. I should sleep too, but I also took a 2.5-hour nap at 4 p.m. I wake to go to the gym around 6. Oh, damn. Yeah. I wake up at 5:30 on weekdays, and I try to be in bed by 10:30. Doesn't always happen, though. Yeah, yep. Usually, I'm at least asleep by 11:30 every night. And that schedule works for me. Although I should be in bed earlier. Having coffee pretty late. Yeah. Because pretty much my schedule during the week is like, wake up at 5:30, go to work, which I start work around 6:30. I live really close to my job, which is a blessing. And then after I'm done with work, I come straight home, I change, and then I exercise. It makes the Unite nights rather sleepy. Oh my god. I fell asleep mid-Unite match twice. Friday and Saturday. I keep falling asleep. It's not, it's no bueno. Yeah, I work, and then I exercise, and then I come back and I shower, and I need the coffee if I'm gonna stream. If I don't have the coffee and I stream anyways, I am, like, actually falling asleep in my chair by 7:30. Unbecoming of a Ping National member? I know. Yes, I can sleep with late coffee. The coffee is literally just like a temporary energy boost so that I can be lively in front of a camera. So I have one coffee at around 7 in the morning, and I have a second coffee at around 5 p.m. And if I do that, I find that I have enough energy to be alert for my job, exercise, and stream on Twitch. So I think I'm winning, right? Like, that's a lot in one day. We've taken on another maid. You know how that goes, right? Someone new comes and things get lively for a while. All the excitement has gotten to me, that's all. Oh. Why are you looking at me like that? No reason, no reason. So, what family does the little lady come from? Oh, I don't actually know. Don't know. I was going to ask her, but I missed my chance. Father has returned home, so I can't speak to Mother. I see. She's caught your eye, has she? Yeah, she has. The truth is, you're more than just interested in her, aren't you? What? No, You truly do enjoy tormenting me. Well, I should be getting home now. Mel. Yes? Make certain you find out where she's from. If you're genuinely interested in her, it's your responsibility to determine if she's actually suitable for you. Thank you. Excuse me. Does it matter if she's from an esteemed family or not? No, I'm not in love with her. I'm just interested. This isn't love. No, couldn't be. This is me we're talking about. Besides, I hardly even know her. Young sire, blessed young sire, alms for the poor. It's the same beggar as before. I don't think he's moved since then. But he looks skinnier than last time. He's going to have trouble making it through the summer. I should give him something while I still have the chance. Alms for the poor. Have mercy. Sorry, but this is all I have to give you. Thank you very much. Blessings upon you. May the Lord bless your soul, young sire. Thanks. I feel bad for him, but that's just the way of the world. Farewell. The skies are really clear. The sun shone fiercely down on the town that day, as was characteristic of the area even. Cloudy days and rain were frequent during the season, but the sun almost always took the stage the day after a storm. The cathedral standing tall in the center of town, the stone-paved streets lacking with the pleasant sound of footsteps, the people peering out from beneath awnings to look up at the sky. In Mel's eyes, it was as if they were all blessed by a divine light. However, not everyone living in the same land was equally blessed. In fact, the blessed were far outnumbered by the forsaken. Even if their time would later come to be referred to as the Golden Age. Everywhere back at the mansion, Nellie was causing trouble for the Abigails. On a whim, she had decided to redecorate her bedchamber, so she gathered the maids and put them to work, shouting orders and demands and complaints. Yeah, we don't want to see Nellie. And she had not summoned only her personal servants, but others as well, including the white-haired girl. No, not like that. How many times must I tell you? Tapestry goes by the door, and I don't like the carpet's pattern. Is there anything else we can change it with? Hey, who put this ugly vase here? Nellie appeared to be rather irritated, and it was the servants who bore the brunt of her frustration. Though if they found this similarly vexing, none of them showed it. She was a girl who spoke her mind, a trait particular to that time in history. Anytime she's on the screen, yeah, I'm like, please leave. Women of the Golden Age were so vivacious, in fact, that it inspired parody and satire in foreign countries. But no matter how hands-off her parents were, had Nellie been born a generation earlier, or a generation later, she likely would not have been able to act so free-spirited. That day, however, Nellie did not seem to be her usual self. Though she always spoke her mind, it rarely went beyond being childishly adorable. It was unusual to see her in such a foul mood, not even a smile on her face, because she knows that her brother likes the maid. That's literally what this is going to devolve into. Ah! Get rid of it all! Carpet, the chair, the desk, it's all so ugly. Don't we have anything better? If we don't, then order it. Have it made. You can do that much, can't you? Hurry up and replace them. Could I make another drink? Having only arrived that morning, the white-haired girl was unsure what she was supposed to be doing, caught in the middle of a flurry of maids and furniture and fabric. She chased frantically scrambling Abigails with her eyes and made attempts to help, but not being familiar with the work, she only ended up getting in their way. She probably felt that everyone would be better off with her not in the room. So when the maids ordered to get new furniture made their way out of the Nellie's room, she attempted to follow them. Hold on a second. You. Yes, you with the white hair. However, Nellie stopped her before she could take her leave. The white-haired girl turned back, bewildered, to find Nellie smiling at her. The corners of her mouth turned up into a self-assured grin. There was no trace of timidity or uncertainty in her demeanor. Her flaxen eyes seemed like they would look nice under the light of the sun, almost the exact opposite of the white-haired girl. I wanted to talk to you, actually, but Mother never was one to share. I asked her to trade maids, but she wouldn't have it. Trade? You mean for... Which is why I decided to completely redecorate my room, because then I would need some extra hands. But why? Because Mother and Father refused to tell me anything. Why is that? Who are you exactly? Where'd you come from? Tell me. What house are you from? Why can't you tell me? If we took you in, you must be from a fairly decent family. As a member of the Rhodes family, I have a right to know, do I not? You can't expect me to welcome a new girl into my home who won't even tell me where she's from. I don't know anything about you. I haven't seen you at any parties. Came from another country. Another country? What country? Somewhere very, very far away. I open my stream to a new visual novel, and there's a maid. Vortex. There are several maids. I don't... This isn't fair. I knew nothing. Anyways, the maid is actually not the worst character. The person on the left here is by far the worst character. Oh? North of here? East? West? South? South. It's south of here. I crossed the sea to get here, which is why we have never met before. How far did you have to travel then? How many times did the sun rise, and how many stormy nights did you face? Innumerable days and nights we sailed, heading even further north. She's from the South Pole. So tell me, Lady Nelly, that is the most wonderful painting. She just tried to brush me off. I won't let her get away that easy. Painting? It's in my room, so of course it's wonderful. That one's especially so. You're both so adorable. You, Lady Nelly, and Lord Mel. How old were you when it was painted? Huh? That painting? Goodness, yes. You have a good eye for art. It is magnificent, isn't it? This was done when I was 4 and Mel was 7. You see how we're standing next to each other, holding hands? I was too young to remember it very well, but Mel looks like he was really embarrassed. But standing there like statues makes for a boring painting, Nellie explained brightly. Having completely forgotten she was pressed up against the white-haired girl, she did a little whirl, stopping to face the portrait. Though many paintings lined the walls of her room, Nellie was most fond of the one of her brother. Two darling siblings standing side by side, the older brother smiling kindly and the younger sister sweetly tilting her head, her cheeks the color of fresh picked apples. It was like the very embodiment of their happiness. Painting lays its subjects bare, you know. Fortune and misfortune, happiness and sorrow enshrined on canvas for all to see. And this reflection is not merely limited to the point in time it was made either. Did you know, Master, that paintings are alive? They are drawn with a brush over an extended stretch of time, unlike photographs which capture a singular moment. The two have their own individual merits, but a photograph is still, while a painting. Portraits reveal both the past and the present state of those they picked. Mel and I have always been close. I would sing songs for him, and he would teach me about all sorts of things. He's so smart. Nowadays, Mel hardly ever goes on walks with me, making excuses like, I'm an adult now. But we used to spend a lot of time playing together in the rose garden. See, the white-haired girl normally had difficulty smiling, but her lips naturally curled upward as Nellie hissed. A vision of the two happy siblings had probably swelled up in her mind, and I imagine there was a faint trace of envy in her heart as well. Lady Nellie, you love Lord Mel quite deeply, I see. Yes, of course I do. Mel's smart, and he's studious, and he's incredibly kind. For my birthday, he gave me this wonderful rose necklace. The jewelry shop he got it from is famous because even the royal family makes commissions from their workshop, so he had to have ordered it months in advance, just for me. He's a prince. Oh? He's pretty charming, wouldn't you say? That's why I call him my prince. But you know what? Mel is a terrible dancer, and he still hasn't got his feet on the ground yet. And he's so bad at interacting with girls. So there's one thing, there's no one else who could say that about him. He is quite the gentleman. I assumed women would be drawn to him. Gentlemen. Have you met Mel already? This morning, briefly. That reminds me, Mel seemed to know about her too. What do you think about Mel? As I said, he's a gentleman. It's not what I meant. Don't think I'll let you get away with putting any funny ideas in his head. What? Mel is too trusting. He's pure of heart, so I won't stand for you trying to take advantage of him. I would never. So you say, but you actually want to get close to him. I wouldn't dream of it, Lady Nellie. He is a man far beyond my reach. You aren't planning on doing anything, are you? Not at all. But you don't have any romantic feelings for him, do you? Well, do you? I have no romantic feelings for him, Lady Nellie. And you won't develop any. Will not. With that, Nellie gave a wide, satisfied grin. Even though one has no way of knowing how another truly feels, or how they might in the future. You wouldn't, would you? Now that I think about it, there are plenty of other boys. You getting together with Mel is just downright absurd. Indeed. But anyway, back to what we were talking about earlier. Your family, I almost forgot. You haven't told me exactly where you came from, or anything about your... Lady Nellie, I've brought a new carpet. Just look at the embroidery. The work of a true artisan. I'm simply in love with it. Surely you will find this to your liking as well. Wow, you're right. This is a Florentine stitch, isn't it? I wonder whether someone mimicked the style or if it was imported. Either way, a great find. Let's hurry up and get it laid out. Oh, and we'll have to see how the colors go with everything else. We have to finish redecorating quickly so I can show Mel. He'll be so surprised. What wonderful taste you have, Nellie. Maybe white-haired girl should push Nellie out of the window. Wait, has she really not revealed her name yet? She's literally still a white-haired girl. What wonderful taste you have, Nellie. Hee. When the other Abigails returned, so too did the bustle within Nellie's room. As the white-haired girl watched, a faint smile crossed her lips. Perhaps it was from relief at having escaped Nellie's inquisition. Her name is Elle. No, that was this idiot calling out to Mel. Just no way. Perhaps. Ah, Nellie, I'm back. Did you eat something you're not supposed to, dearest Mel? I'm the same as always. Anyway. Never mind that, dearest Mel. Take a look at my room. I redecorated today. So that's what you've been doing, hiding away in the house all day, Nellie. How is that any different from what you were doing? You were in the church all day. Yes. I will look at your room, I promise. But first, do you know where the new maid is? Now, don't get any strange ideas. I just haven't yet had a chance to introduce myself. Liar! Except you have, and I know it. Being the eldest son, it would be shameful if she were to pass me in the halls and not even knowing who I am, so don't ask me. What? But you were in the house all day. She attends to Mother, so why would I know where she is? Though she did help me redecorate my room. Made her help? That's work for the men's servants. There was no reason to make the maids do it. Oh, so you're saying I should invite a bunch of men into my room? Go into your room all the time, Nellie. And you were in my bedchamber just this morning. Only one man is allowed in my bedroom, dearest Mel, and that's you. So unless you become a servant, which I will not stand for, I will not ask any of them for help. Nelly, you ought to be a little bit more. A little bit more what? If you're gonna lecture me, I won't hear it. What am I gonna do with you, my little lady? What? What? Why are you looking at me like that? We talked about you, dearest Mel. And I'm not going to tell you what she said about me. What did she say? Please, Nelly. She said she has no romantic interest in you. What? Why did that even come up? Because we're both girls, and we like to talk about what kinds of boys we like and who's the most handsome. You always look so downtrodden, dearest Mel. You look like a sad little boy who can't even get his crush to notice him. That face is unbecoming of a prince, Mel. Are you interested in her? That's strange. You haven't even met. Not. Just depressing to find out. It's just depressing that to find out someone you've never even met doesn't like you. That's all. Oh shit. I'm gonna make my move I must do so soon. I don't have much time. The master of the house isn't around, so the next in line would be him. That painting.
Historia continua.
Despite his near devastation by Nellie's news, Mel's flaxen eyes continue to wander in hopes of catching sight of the girl. By now, it should be quite obvious to you what Mel was feeling. But the boy himself was having difficulty comprehending the things going through his heart. Emotionally, he was horribly unstable, like a ship without a sail. And still, every time he spotted the white-haired girl, his heart would leap, his whole body jitter with anxiety and excitement. New song. He had never felt anything like this before, and as such, he struggled to keep these strange emotions in check. Wherever he saw an opportunity, Mel would speak to the white-haired girl. And the days he was unable to, he spent in secluded silence or distracted days. Love is a curious thing. It has the power to change those who experience it. When he did manage to approach her, he tripped over his tongue. Again and again, he talked to her, and again he stumbled. I imagine if you were to take him to see a romance at the theater in his present state, he would cry just as much as little Nellie. We cry at tragedies because we draw parallels with our own lives. At least, that's what I think. Great tales of romantic attain give gravity with the audience only when they are personally familiar with love. In any event, the white-haired girl was, as a result, visibly perturbed. She was delighted that he was being so kind to her, but confusion overpowered every other emotion. She appeared to be at a loss for what to do as he clumsily catapulted words and stares at her, but Mel did not back down, though he probably knew not what caused such fiery emotion to erupt from his breast. One's first love, in particular, tends to burn like a wildfire. Are you familiar with the sensation, Master? Oh. Ah. She is. Is she cleaning? No. Looks like she's reading. It's now or never. Boo. Ah! Sorry, didn't mean to scare you. Lord Mel. You very clearly meant to scare me. Because you just wouldn't notice me. What are you reading? You looked pretty and gross. I'm sorry. I should have asked for permission. It's fine. No need to apologize. Feel free to read whatever you want, and you're welcome to bring books back to your room if you'd like to spend more time with them. But I was just amazed that the mansion had a library. It must have been a lot of work to collect all these books. There are some pretty old books in here, too. Your grandfather's? Some that he collected, and some even older than that. Take a look at this. I think it's a diary, but it's not from this country. Or this century, for that matter. Maybe a feudal lord. Haha, here. He's complaining about the quality of the harvest. Can this forsaken land only produce over sour grapes? Ah, if only the largest of the, Barney? Or maybe Barnier. If only the largest of the Barnier estates were mine instead. The land there is much more suitable for cultivation. There you have it. You can read this, Lord Mal. More or less. I've looked over it several times already, so that wasn't too difficult. Why would such an old book be here? Not sure. It and all of this were already here when I moved into the mansion. Have you not lived here your whole life? I was born at our estate. But to me, Nellie, this is more like our home. We moved when I was still young and lived our lives here ever since. Nellie and Mother have both grown quite fond of it. Father, though, often goes back to the house because he doesn't like the roses. By himself? Yeah. Well, sometimes Mother goes with him, but for the most part, he goes alone. But don't get me wrong, it's not because they don't get along. In fact, they act more like teenagers in love than grown adults. It almost makes me sick having to watch it. It is a wonderful thing to be so close, no matter how old they may be. True, but still. There are those in the world who cannot be with the ones they care for as much as they may wish. I'm sorry about that. Oh, that's right, the book. What were you reading? I, wasn't exactly reading. And do not enjoy reading lots of text, so I was looking at the pictures. That's so. You seem very cultured, so I thought you would be partial to reading. Perhaps you're actually more like Nellie and eschew your studies. I guess. I wouldn't have guessed. But you like looking at pictures? I do. What else do you like? What do you enjoy doing? It can be anything. I enjoy being told stories. Stories? Yes, when I was young, my father would tell me tales. What kinds of stories did you like? There was one about an imprisoned girl. Tell it to me. There was once a girl, and she was locked away in a mansion deep in the forest. A mansion with only one window. The window sat upon a wall far beyond her reach. So it was always very dark inside, unlike this mansion. However, the girl did not like the outside world. There were lots of scary things out there after all. Though she may have been all alone in the mansion, she grew uncomfortable with darkness in time, so she had nothing to be afraid of. And then, doing a good job? You're doing fine. Keep going. What happens next? Okay. And then the girl grew up. By then, she had already forgotten why she was locked up, but she was content with the darkness. However, her eyes couldn't help but drawn to the little bit of light that spilled through one window. Though she was comfortable in the darkness, the sight of the light made her heart race. At first, the girl thought it was because she found it unpleasant, because she disliked the light and the outside. But slowly she came to realize that she was curious about the outside world. What could be happening out there? For all she knew, the town, the forest, the people, all of it could have changed while she was imprisoned in the mansion. But she had no way of finding out. So the girl decided to write letters and throw them out the window. What began as empty grasping became routine, continuing for several months until she was finally ready to give up. But then a beautiful white dove flew in through the window. Tied to the dove's leg was a letter. Her heart racing, she read the words contained within. It seemed to have been written by a man. The letter contained numerous questions for the girl. It also said that if she attached her reply to the dove, it would bring the letter back to him. She was astonished, but she wrote him back anyways, taking care not to mention where she was. After having exchanged letters a number of times, the two felt very close to one another, as though they had known each other for many years despite having never met. And eventually the man said he wanted to meet her. Indeed. The girl was unsure what to do. Should she tell him how she lived? Should she reveal where she spent her days? She was afraid if she did, he would cease to send her letters. She was sure he believed her to be a young lady of noble blood, and not a girl locked away in a house deep in the forest. The girl could not bring herself to write a response. She released the dove through the window with nothing attached to its leg, and yet it returned with another letter, written in the man's familiar hand. You must surely have a grave reason for your silence, it said. I would like to know the reason, and I would like to help you. No matter what it may be, you have my word. She deliberated. Though his letters were kind, she did not know this man. He was from the outside. Would he still treat her the same way if he met her? She did not even want to step out into the world beyond. Is he old catfishing? It could be. We gotta get Neve on it. What do you think she did? Wrote a letter and agreed to meet him, right? Yes, she did. The girl made up her mind she would write a letter. As always, when she tied it to the dove's leg, it flew off out the window, and for some time after that, she received no response from the man. This saddened her, and she thought it was for the best. She belonged in her own confined world, her world of darkness. But then one day, light shone into the mansion. The sealed door had been opened, and in the doorway stood a handsome young man. I've come for you, he said. The man was a prince from a neighboring kingdom. When the girl stepped outside, before her sat a magnificent carriage, the likes of which she had never before seen, accompanied by many servants. The prince, kind as in the letters, swore his love to her, and then the two lived happily ever after. Ah, what a nice story. I'm glad it had a happy ending. A prince. Was there something funny about the story? No, that's not why I was laughing. Do you ever imagine what it would be like if a prince showed up for you? It doesn't have to be a real prince, even just someone like one. Is that something you dream about? Oh, no, I think I'm perhaps a little too old for that. Think so. Nellie fantasizes about her prince, and she's 14. I assume all girls were the same. Lady Nellie's prince. That's you, Lord Mel. No? What? Is it not? I mean, we used to play make-believe a lot when we were kids, but I very much doubt she still thinks of me that way. When she calls me her prince now, it's almost in jest. If it weren't, that would be concerning. Oh? That story, you know if it's a regional tale? One that's been passed down through the ages. Not sure. It would very well be one of my father's own creation. You might think me conceited, but I think the story might be about me. The girl trapped in the mansion is you? You haven't been locked up anywhere before, have you? No, thankfully, I've never been locked up before. That reminds me, I was lurking earlier. Were you talking about Gypsy Rose story? Yeah, I saw Casey Tron was watching a documentary, so I mentioned it. Thank goodness. But with an appearance like mine, I can sympathize with her being afraid of the outside world. I have at times imagined how wonderful life would be if it were only me and my father. Yeah, I had no idea anything about Gypsy Rose. I just saw that Casey was watching it, so I was like, oh, it's probably fucked up, like when we watched the Natalia thing. The girl left the house in the end. If your father really wrote that story, then I believe it contains his hope for you to end up the same way. Oh? I don't have what it takes to be a real prince and whisk you away, but I can at least pretend. So, if it was your father's wish for you to see the outside world, then surely there's nothing wrong with you getting out and experiencing all the scenery the world has to offer. See the outside too. Or to be more specific, other countries. So, if you'd like, we could maybe go to see distant lands together. Dearest Mel, I've been looking for you. Nelly. Look at this, dearest Mel. Mother brought me these wonderful gloves to wear on walks. The roses embroidered on the wrists are just precious. My, you're right. They are beautiful. You appear to be dizzy, Lord Mel. Feeling unwell? No, I'm fine. Huh? Mel was feeling frustrated at his inability to convey his feelings to her, and as his frustration built up over time, he developed, I suppose you'd call it, a severe case of love sickness. For severe consecutive nights, he had been afflicted with a peculiar sensation, a presence in his bed chamber. Death. Death to the unknown. Death to the heretic. Death to the witch. Okay. She's... Why? I never wanted her to die? Is she not eating? May I inquire into some background on this VN? I don't really know what to say, Kisuan. We're about 3 hours deep, and I don't know. I'm pretty sure something disturbing is happening. Seal off the tower. Understood. No one finds out about this. Can you be so calm? You understand what you've done? Pinning the blame on me. How nice it must be able to distort reality with panic. You're just as guilty as any of us. I never wanted her to die. Witch killed her? The blood of the witch killed my... How mad would you guys be if I save the reveal for next week? Just because I wanted to kind of stream till 9:45 and I'm getting it is now 9:45. It's not a bad time to stop. Okay, this is gonna come down to either Nelly or the white-haired girl is dead. And I'm inclined to think Nelly is dead. But, yeah. Alright, well, why don't we... Where's the thing? Save. Alright, guys. First session, I don't really have anything to say. It was like a lot of build-up. The music was very interesting. I like the music a lot. I need to know more about like the overarching plot. We will get there next Saturday. So for now, I am gonna head out and go about my nighttime routine. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys probably tomorrow for the unicorn game. So have a great night.